Hi, welcome back to Fruitful Minutes. Today we're continuing our series on skin health, specifically dry, chapped skin.
Yep.
It's the winter time. Also, we are in the Midwest, so we deal with it especially harshly.
Yes.
So give us some tips. What should we talk about?
So there's a lot of things to consider. So even with the cold, like you said, we're in the Midwest. We are in Illinois. So there's also intense winds that can cause chapped, cracked, really dry skin. So people who are washing their hands a lot fall prey to this.
Because it's also cold and flu season, so we're all like germaphobes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the people who are excessively washing their hand, food service people, anybody in healthcare, right? Like they're already prone to this kind of stuff. You add in cold, which ends up being dry, and then it just becomes a worse situation, right? So a lot of people are struggling with this, and there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to like dry, cracked, chapped, really difficult to kind of mend.
And not just the face
skin.
and hands, really, it could be full body. I mean, you're also, for me too, I'm not drinking as much water because I'm not sweating as much in the winter, so therefore your skin is just drier.
Step one, hydration.
Yeah, right.
Hydration is super important, and you're not the only one. This is the thing, right? A lot of people switch to tea in the winter time because it's warm, and not all tea keeps fluid in you. Some of them are diuretic. Anything with caffeine is going to flush, so it's going to make the problem worse. Right. So step one, stay hydrated, because a lot of people forget because they're not sweating so much. And most people aren't getting enough water to begin with, so it becomes a worse problem. But there's a lot of topical oils and things that we can kind of do to help remedy the situation. And one of those things is just like straight oils. A lot of people do coconut oil as a moisturizer or jojoba oil.
That's a good one.
It is, jojoba absorbs pretty fast, so it's not going to leave the skin oily. Coconut oil can take a little time, so I actually tell people do it at night before you go to bed. You wake up, it's soaked in, and your sheets magically are also not typically saturated. Unless you've gone to bed really kind of caked, which happens, right? If you're concerned, throw down an extra towel that you're not worried about. For those kind of situations, but those are really nice, gentle, easy things. Sometimes those aren't enough, right? Because plenty of people come in, they're like, coconut oil has stopped working. So when it's really bad, really chapped, dry, cracked type skin, look into lanolin. Lanolin is the oil from sheep's wool.
That's right. Okay.
It's a much thicker preparation, but it is very specific for chapped and dry skin. Because it is such a thick preparation, and I mean, like, some of it looks almost like Vaseline, and the liquid is still very, very thick, so you can't just rub it on like a lotion. So it's more of like a nighttime deep treatment. So if it's your hands, put it on your hands, put the socks or the gloves on, and kind of like soak overnight in it. That's going to make a big difference. Like an overnight
mask kind of thing?
People's feet too, and like, again, we've gone from flip-flops to maybe your feet are sweating in the boots, and now your heels are cracked, and that's painful, right? There's also things that people don't consider. Our skin is a physical barrier between us and the outside world. Right? So it keeps things out. When you're cracked in the skin or it's chapped and it's raw, you're increasing pathogen access.
Exposure,
And so a lot of people are kind of forgetting that, that's an easy way in.
So it's like counterproductive because we're washing our hands to prevent the germs, but we're also kind of providing a breeding ground. In a way. And easier access into your bloodstream for you to like pick something up. So having on hand something like the colloidal silver, right, as a spray to keep things clean. But silver is really cool because it also increases tissue healing. So it's going to be like a little when
2-for-1 benefit.
With cracked knuckles or something.
Keep the pathogens at bay, but also enhance the tissue healing in and of itself.
Can you mix that with an oil, or is that something?
You totally could.
She loves her colloidal silver.
I do, and I mix it into a lot of stuff. So a lot of people are like, I don't want an extra step. Mix it in. It's gonna make your preparation a little bit thinner. But there's no harm in that.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for sharing those tips. Again, we hope this kind of helps you think about your skin health a little bit differently. Don't be afraid of oils. We love natural oils. You've got a huge selection of them. Add it into your current routine. Let us know if you have any tips. Let us know in the comments below. We look forward to joining you next week on another Fruitful Minutes.